Hey, welcome back to another video. I really don't want to be making this one, hence some of the qualities of the first video being removed, but I was asked by Lugia once the response came out to make another video, so I guess that's the thing I'm doing now. Anyways, the response covers a few things, which I'll be trying to cover with an unbiased mindset despite how little this changes for me, so we'll start with that. Now, there are two segments I'll be covering with this video. Brian, the person from the other video, which I discussed before, another person who we'll call Frank, another 13-year-old that is apparently somehow to blame for all this. I'll also be linking the original document of Lugia's defense for you all to read in the description, so check that out if you have the time. Anyways, let's just get right into all the supposed evidence, I guess. Lugia's response starts off with them stating Brian forced the sexual ARPing and the drawing of sexual images onto them, chalking them up to dares, with some screenshots that I'll show right here. Along with that, they state how they are asexual and none of the sexual encounters they did meant anything to them, and that they felt no attraction from it. Furthermore, they also state that all the characters from the Warriors are depicted as 18 plus in their drawings. There's also a screenshot showing that they were still friends or something, which is being shown here. Now that we're done with that, I guess I'll give my personal opinion on the matter, since I've shown the screenshots for this segment. None of these points really changed my opinion, honestly. First of all, minors can't consent to a relationship with an adolescent under law, so it's the adult's responsibility to cut ties immediately. Also, it doesn't really matter if a person doesn't feel attraction from it, as pedophilia can still be described as a sexual act with a child, which very clearly occurred. On the topic of the drawings, the characters from the Warriors cannot be depicted as over 18, because not only are the fictional characters personally related to said minor, but the quote-unquote characters are literally just a minor's Roblox avatar, which is defined as the minor's age when they originally put in their date of birth into the sign-in information on Roblox. Also, can I just mention that it really doesn't matter if Brian said that they were friends at the time, because it was 2019, and since it was most likely that Brian didn't know that what Lugia was doing was wrong at the time, it was then that he decided to start seeking help on this situation 2 years later in our current year. It's important to take that idea into account. Let's move on to the next person now, Frank. Frank is defined as not only the one that instigated Brian's actions, but also did the same things with Lugia. It's kind of weird how half of the screenshots with them just shows more weird shit Lugia has done with minors that wasn't even originally known about. I guess I'll show them here. Furthermore, Lugia accuses Frank of pressuring another minor into having a sexual relationship with them, along with pressuring Brian into continuing the same sexual interactions with Lugia that they were doing, which I'll also show the screenshots for here. Now that that's done, I'll give my opinion on the situation like before. In the context of a response to pedophilia accusations, I don't really think it's the best time for someone to shift the blame onto another 13-year-old that they so happen to have sexual relationships with as well as an adult. That's not to say that what they did wasn't bad, but it's a completely different situation that should have been dealt in a separate manner instead of being merged into a completely different one. Lugia also said at the end of the document that Brian and Frank apparently manipulated them into having these sexual interactions, which is weird since 13-year-olds are typically less mature and have a less formed brain than an adolescent, so it seems more like that Lugia was being an opportunist in this context instead of being sexually taken advantage of. If anything, after reading the document, I'm going to be completely honest when I say that it hurts more than it helps, since they went on random tangents that didn't mean anything, like, oh, the Brian guy sent sans porn, and oh, well, he publicly showed the incriminating drawings that could have exposed me. But that's about all I have to say for this. Overall, I still think Lugia is a pedophile, and the explanations given don't really change much. I know nothing will probably change, since this is the FE2 community and pedophilia is kind of normalized here. But it's whatever, I guess. I just want to be away from this drama for good, because nothing has come out of it like I thought it would when I entered it. Thanks for watching. Peace.